Well, this week we learned about the Pentagon's program to investigate UFOs and even release video tape of a Navy pilot's close encounter with them. You're going to hear his description, and we'll dig deeper just ahead. You are live in the CNN Newsroom. Well, SpaceX CEO Elon Musk caused a slight alien invasion scare last night. His company launched a Falcon 9 rocket from an Air Force base in Southern California. And while it did go as planned, it triggered quite a few 911 calls from people who had no idea what was lighting up in the sky. Musk had some fun with it, though. He tweeted that it was a nuclear alien UFO from North Korea. Well, speaking of space mysteries, the one you're about to see now is a whole different ballgame. Watch.
There's a whole fleet of them. Look on the ASA. My gosh. They're all going against the wind. The wind's 120 knots from the west. Look at that thing, dude.
So what you're seeing, it's not a scene from a sci-fi movie. This is actual footage released by the Pentagon, a seemingly genuine close encounter. And here's more of that stunned reaction from the Navy pilots.
It's rotating.
Well, not just one UFO, but an entire fleet of unidentified flying objects sighted off the coast of San Diego in 2004 and kept secret until now. Former Navy pilot David Fravor captured the whole event.
And a white object, oblong, pointing north, moving erratically left, right, north, south, up, down, all around. As we started a clockwise flow around the disturbance, watching it, I decided that I would go lower and the other jet stayed high. I cut across the circle, so across the middle, and as I got close to it, probably within a mile to a half mile, it rapidly accelerated to the south and disappeared in less than 2 seconds.
How crazy is that, right? Well, this sighting is just one incident investigated by a top secret Pentagon UFO program. Joining me now to discuss this extraterrestrial bombshell is physicist and author Don Lincoln. First of all, Don, what is your reaction when you see this video? I mean, could it be something that was actually made, you know, on Earth, or do you think that this could actually be a UFO?
Well, it's important to remember that when you say UFO, what that means, it means unidentified flying object. I mean, it is unidentified. So what could it be? Could it be a flying saucer? Sure. But it's much more likely that it's either something from here on Earth or perhaps even a glitch of equipment. It's probably the most improbable thing is that it's a flying saucer.
So you don't think that this is an alien?
No, and I'm one who would absolutely love that it would be an alien, but
that would
it's
make
more
it
likely
quite
that it's something else.
Okay,
oh,
well,
it'd make it much more interesting.
Well, the Defense Department says that this program ran from 2007 to 2012 and is now over. The New York Times is claiming it's still up and running. What do we know?
Well, I just know what I read in the newspapers as you do. I mean, there are people who are reporting that it's still going on at a reduced level, and personally, I'm okay with that.
So the program cost $22 million a year. It was kept totally secret. Why? Why do you think it was kept secret? And what else do we know about other sightings like this one?
Well, I suspect it was kept secret because there's a lot of people that make fun of it. You know, the idea of looking for little green men and so forth is not something that is well regarded because many people think it's not real. And while I suspect that what we will find is that this isn't extraterrestrial, I do think it should be looked at. And so that's why I think it was not put in the open, although I think it would benefit from being put in the open.
And why do you think it is important to investigate sightings like this?
Well, I mean, remember, the Pentagon's job is to keep us safe. I mean, if there's any possibility whatsoever of something out there that could be a risk, it would be irresponsible of the Pentagon to not investigate. I mean, I suspect in the end we'll find out it's not that, but they should do that.
What do we know about the program's conclusions? And as you said, it could be operating on a low level, and whether the Pentagon believes that these sightings are genuine. What can you tell us about that?
Well, the claim is that it was shut down simply because the money could be better spent somewhere else. And from that, I conclude, I mean, if that is to be taken seriously, I conclude that the investigation over the 5 years that they've been looking, that there was no real significant evidence that it was either a danger or extraterrestrial. I mean, if it was, then I can't imagine they would shut it down.
You know, I was reading an article about this, specifically about the video we're seeing now, and you said this could be some object that broke apart, something that was made here on Earth. But, you know, the argument was made by the Navy pilots. They were saying, look, this is something, it was, what we were seeing was defying, you know, gravity, G-force, so forth. I mean, nothing that we know of that we can make on Earth can do something like this. What do you say to that?
Well, that is one of the reasons why I support looking into something like this. I mean, there are many people out there who claim that they've been abducted, they've seen UFOs and so forth, and some of them are, shall we say, creative thinkers. But the people that we're talking about now are responsible, solid, respectable people, and that's why I believe it would be irresponsible to not take them seriously.
So just
I mean,
final
I don't know what
question.
they saw, but
right.
Yes. Go ahead.
Well, exactly. I mean, we just have the video that we're seeing that they filmed. But just through your work, do you believe that there are aliens, that there's other life beyond what we see here on Earth?
Given that what we know about how many planets there are on stars nearby, and what we know about the chemistry and here on Earth, I think it's almost inconceivable that there's not life in the universe, and probably a lot of life in the universe. Intelligent life is a lot harder to say. I mean, when you think about it, intelligence only evolved here on Earth after billions of years. And so, if we didn't evolve, there's no evidence that we'd have intelligent cats or something like that at the time. So I think intelligent life is hard. We may be, it may be a long distance before we find an extraterrestrial cousin. But life in the universe, I actually suspect it's very, very common.
Because we're, what, one speck in one galaxy out of billions of galaxies? Right. Go ahead.
Well, our galaxy has 200 billion stars, and there are many billions of galaxies. The fact that life started here on Earth just after the Earth cooled enough for water to form, that says to me that it's easy for life to form, and I'll bet it's out there.
So I have to ask you about this story that caused quite a scare in California. That Elon Musk released his Falcon 9 rocket from an Air Force base in Southern California. Here's the video. I guess you're not surprised that lots of people were calling 911 thinking they're seeing, you know, an alien spaceship right here.
No, you see something weird in the sky? I mean, okay, they should probably think that it's something from here on Earth, but if you can't explain it, then people's imagination run wild.
All right, Don Lincoln, author of Alien Universe, Extraterrestrial, Life in Our Minds and the Cosmos. Thank you so much. Fascinating conversation with you. We'll be right back after a quick break.